Good morning all. Myself Arshdeep Kaur, a member of Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. I hope students you all are well and safe at your home. Today we are here to start one of the poetry of your book First Flight. I request all of you to open your book and come to page number 61. The name of the poem is Amanda. The poem is written by the poet Robin Klein. In this poem, he has tried to explain the way a child brings up to the nourishing. The role of the parent in the life of a child is very significant and it is highlighted in this poetry. Although a parent is responsible for the upbringing of the child, but it should be seen that the freedom of the child is not being curtailed by the parent, and they should look towards it that the child is not getting suffocated because of the unnecessary tauntings or nagging to him. So, it has been discussed in this poem by the poet in a very beautiful manner. Let us begin with the poem and see what the message the poet wants to give us. Don't bite your nails, Amanda. Don't hunch your shoulders, Amanda. Stop that slouching and sit up straight, Amanda. Now, the poet is trying to explain the poem with the name of a girl, small teenager girl with the age group of 12 to 13 years. In this poem, he is trying to explain that how a parent is trying to make the child grow up the way they want, and the thing that they want is that they should get fit in the frame of this modern society. So, the parent is trying to teach her different ways in which she should upbring her. Before we move toward the explanation, let us see the hard words. The word slouching means bending down, hunch means lower down. Let us move towards the explanation. The mother said to Amanda, "Don't put your nails in your mouth and bite them. Don't lower down your shoulders, Amanda. Stop bending down and sit up straight, Amanda." Now, the parent is trying to make her learn the different ways. They are saying, you should not bite your nails. You should not hunch back your shoulders and move. Sit straight. So, the mother is trying to make her grow in a way that she should get fit in the frame of this modern society. She is not able to sit freely in her own house also. All time the parent is there to nag her that the way she should sit, stand, look and different ways. Somewhere or the other, because of all this nagging, Amanda is getting too much frustrated. All time she has to be in a straight manner. So, now let us move towards the next stanza. There is languid, emerald sea, where the sole inhabitant is me, a mermaid drifting blissfully. Languid means calm, emerald, a green precious stone, drifting, moving leisurely, blissfully means gladly. In this particular stanza, the poet is narrating that when the parent are telling Amanda that you should not bite your nails, do not hunch your shoulders and move, at that particular time, Amanda is lost somewhere in her own world. She is just thinking that what could I do, what things I want in my life, and this paragraph is basically in relation to the imaginary world that Amanda is creating. While the parents are speaking, she is busy in her imaginations. Let us see the explanation. Amanda is lost in her imagination and does not bother what her mother is instructing her to do. She imagines herself at a small island where the sea is calm and looks greenish like an emerald. Now when the mother is explaining her that do this, don't do that, at that time she is not interested in her talks. She is busy in her own world. Over there she is thinking that now she is living in a beautiful island. In the island she is the only sole inhabitant. That means the only person living over there. No one else is there to nag her out. No one is there to say her anything. In that island there is a vast sea, and the color of the sea is been told as emerald. Emerald is a precious stone. She is comparing the color of the sea with a emerald stone, and she is living over there a life of freedom. She imagines that she is the only inhabitant on that island. There she would drift around blissfully like a free mermaid. Now on that island where a vast sea is there of emerald color, over there she thinks that she has become a mermaid, and she is very happy. She is just moving here and there happily and gladly in the sea, and she is enjoying her life as no one is there to nag her. You could see that how much Amanda is getting frustrated. She thinks that now she should step into a world of fantasy where no one would be there. The parents' teachings are going in a bad way. Why? Because unnecessary things might change the mind setup of the child. Let us move ahead. Stanza 3. Again, in this stanza we are going to talk about Amanda's parents. Did you finish your homework, Amanda? Did you tidy your room, Amanda? I thought I told you to clean your shoes, Amanda. Now in this stanza, again the poet's mother has been described that what all things she has to do while she is a girl. Let us see. Amanda's mother again asked her, have you finished your homework? Have you made your room clean and tidy? Now Amanda's mother is making her the best version of her. She demands that she should clean her room. She should make her clothes and shoes tidy. She does not want that anyone should nag her out in the outside world. So that's why she wants that Amanda should grow up and become a perfect girl with all abilities. And these all things she is trying to make her taught since childhood only, because Amanda's mother somewhere or the other thinks that she has to go through these things in her life. And that is the reason that she is again and again nagging her that she should become perfect while doing such things. I think I told you to clean your shoes, but you have not cleaned them yet. Now after all such sayings also, Amanda's mother say her that, do you remember, I told you that you should clean your shoes also, and you have not cleaned it yet. Listening all these things, Amanda is again lost in her beautiful imagination world. Let us see it. I am an orphan roaming the street. I pattern soft dust with my hushed bare feet. The silence is golden, the freedom is sweet. Orphan basically means who has no one to look after him or her. Bare feet, that means without shoes. Now when Amanda's mother was making her do several works, she was listing out the things that Amanda should do and taking a confirmation that Amanda has done it or not. At that particular time, Amanda is thinking that why can't I become an orphan? She is lost somewhere. You could see that how much Amanda is getting frustrated with such nagging. Parents play really an important role in child's life, but nagging should not go to such an end like Amanda has, in the case of Amanda is there. She thinks that she is an orphan, and now she is roaming in the streets with on the bare sand with the bare feet, and she is moving in a freedom and with a sweet voice. Again, Amanda does not give any reply to the question asked by her mother. She imagines herself as an orphan. She is wandering in the streets of the town. She is barefooted. Her bare feet walk on the soft sand and their movements create designs and pattern on the soft sand. Now she is lost in the world of imagination, thinking that she has become an orphan. She is wandering, roaming on the streets. No one is there to nag her out, to stop her. She is moving barefooted the way she wants to live her life in a freedom manner. She moves there on the soft sand, and with her legs she is drawing patterns on the sand. And with those on the soft sand, while drawing such patterns, nobody is there to stop her. She realizes that silence is golden and freedom is the sweetest thing in the world. While she was imagining all such things, she just thought that silence is gold to her. Why so? Because no one is there that would say her. All time in the house, her parents are again and again saying something to her. So for her, silence means golden. And freedom is the sweetest thing in the world. Why so? Because she has never tasted this freedom in her house. All time she is there in the bondage of her parents. So freedom is really sweet for her. Now let us see what happens. Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember your acne, Amanda. While you please look at me when I am speaking to you, Amanda. Acne means pimples. Now in this paragraph, again the mother's talk has been shown, that how Amanda is looking towards it. Mother is saying her that she is stopping again, that you should not have chocolates, you will have acne, that means pimple. So mother is trying to make her fit in this society. Mother wants that her child should be best when she come at the outburst of the society. She do not want that her child should suffer somewhere or the other in the life because of loopholes in her upbringing. Let us see the explanation. Amanda's mother is giving instructions to her and says, "Don't eat that chocolate, Amanda. Remember, you have acne and you must be careful." Now the mother is saying that don't eat this chocolate, because if you have chocolates, you should remember, now grow up and remember that you have problem of acne, and if you have it, then your face would be spoiled. You could see that how much the mother is again and again nagging her, and the level of frustration that Amanda is going through. All time Amanda is not answering to the parents. She gets herself lost in the world of imagination and thinks of freedom only. Amanda, will you please look forward to me when I am speaking to you? Now Amanda is not even listening to her parent. So the parent says that Amanda, look at to me when I am talking to you. You cannot just ignore my talks. You should look at me and respond to my talks, that whether you are understanding or not, whatever I am trying to explain you. Stanza 6. I am Rapunzel. I have not a care. Life in a tower is a tranquil and rare. I will certainly never let down my bright hair. Tranquil means peaceful. Now again over here what happens, that Amanda is lost in her imagination world, and again she is thinking that she is comparing herself with the life of a fairy tale. And what is the life and with whom she is comparing? She is comparing with Rapunzel. Over there she thinks that like Rapunzel used to live in a tower that was away from from the people. She was alone, isolated over there. She should also live such a life. So, let us see. Again, Amanda, instead of giving any reply to the question asked by her mother, loses herself in her imaginary world of dreams. She imagines herself to be Rapunzel. Like her, she does not care of anybody. She lives quietly alone in a tower like Rapunzel. She pledges that she will never let her bright hair down. Now, you all might have heard this fairy tale of Rapunzel, that she was being caught by the witch and trapped over there in a tower that was away from the people. And she used to let her beautiful golden hair down, and people used to climb through this golden hairs and come and meet her. So, Amanda is comparing that now she wants to become like Rapunzel. She do not want to care of anyone in this world. She thinks that I would become Rapunzel and I will never let my golden hairs down so that anyone could come to me. She has become so much frustrated that she wants a life in which no one will come to her to nag her. So that is the reason she is comparing herself. She wants that somewhere or the other she might get isolated by any of the witch and she is all alone, but no one should be there to say her a word also. Stanza 7. Stop that sulking at once, Amanda. You are always moody, Amanda. Anyone would think that I nagged at you, Amanda. Sulking means feeling unhappy. Nagging, that means taunting and troubling. Now, Amanda's mother is saying, so what if I have said you some things? You should not look sad. Behave normally. Although you know that otherwise people will blame me. So, behave normally, look happy. Let us see the explanation. Amanda's mother asked her not to look unhappy and sad. Amanda has been very moody and of unstable nature. Now, Amanda's mother is saying that if I have said you some things, you should not become sad. Remain happy. This is a part of life and you have to go through it. You should not look sad, or else people will ask me or someone will think that I have nagged you. She asked her not to be unhappy, otherwise people will blame her mother of nagging and troubling her continuously. If she looks sad all time, then people around would think that her mother is nagging and troubling her continuously. You remember that her mother is prepare her for the outside world only, and her mother do not want that anyone would think that she is getting blamed or she is not happy at her house. I hope you have understood this poem. I request you to open your book and come to page number 61. We would be marking some of the internal questions in the form of poetic devices. On the page 61, Amanda, the rhyming scheme for stanza number 1, 3 and 5 is A, B, A. The poetic device alliteration has been used in stanza 1 from the words stopping, slouching, sit straight, the sound of S is coming. Again, the next poetic device, repetition, in stanza number 1, 3, 5, 7, the word Amanda has been repeated again and again. So, I hope you have marked all the internal questions also. Thank you.